Thank you, Jim. Good morning, everyone else. I hope you all are having an awesome Thursday morning. So, I actually started Harvestly 2 years ago here in San Luis Obispo, but the idea for Harvestly really came to inception about 6, 7 years ago when I started a little garden at my family's farm in Northern Oregon. I planted about 10 tomatoes the first year and just fell in love with growing food. And I think the part that I really loved was getting the food to people and then having them enjoy it. And every year after that, I scaled up my production. So I went from 10 tomatoes to 50 to 100. And then by the end of it, I was delivering about 1,000 pounds of tomatoes every week in Oregon. And this was my first time really running a business. So I really had no idea what I was doing. Um, I would drive into Bend, Oregon. I would transport the tomatoes there, and then I would drop them all off. And there would be a line out the door. And this was at a farm stand that I did not own. So I would drop off the tomatoes, and the manager there would give me about $1 a pound. So I'd walk away with $1,000. And while I was driving away, I would always see the line out the door because Wally's tomatoes had become so famous and everybody loved them. And I can't really tell you why, but they were really good. And so I would drive away and watch them all stand there and end up buying all the tomatoes. And they would sell out of 1,000 pounds of tomatoes in about 2 hours. And one time I asked him, like, how much are you selling these for? And he said $5 a pound. And so there was only 2 hours between me dropping off 1,000 pounds of tomatoes and getting $1,000 and him reselling them for $5,000. So there was a $4,000 margin there that I was missing out on. And I didn't really know why he got it and I didn't. And so I really went back to the drawing board at that point, and I was around 18 years old at this point. And I started thinking about the whole agriculture system in the US. And if this problem is happening in other economies and other local systems, that cannot be good because this margin needs to be returned to the local farmer because they're doing the hard work and they deserve to get the profit. And in some senses, I was ignorant at the time and I didn't fully understand the agriculture system. But I came to Cal Poly. I studied plant science originally, but then transferred over to ag business and learned about the system. And through learning the system, I was able to come up with a solution to solve the problem, which was basically cutting out that middleman and figuring out how to connect that farmer directly with the consumer. And that is where Harvestly came to be. So right when the lockdown hit here in San Luis Obispo, we launched our first app, which was called AgriConnect. We got 2 farmers on, and then we got like 5 customers on. And I drove around the county delivering their produce boxes in my Jeep. It was super fun. And no one was here, right? Because all the Cal Poly students left. And it was just me and my girlfriend running Harvestly. At the time, it was called AgriConnect. And then that whole thing shut down and it broke because we had too many users for what we had built at the time. And so then we rebranded as Harvestly and put out a new website. And then all of a sudden, all these other local food businesses signed up. And I had no idea what to do because I was like, well, I just built this for farmers, but okay, I guess you're a bakery, you can come on. And fast forward to today, we have just in this county, we have about 160 different food businesses on our platform selling their food. And the businesses range from Tally Farms, obviously that's a very large farm, to Giovanni Seafood. So we have this huge range of products just because we solved a problem that was present for all local food businesses. Over the next year, we want to expand this. So we want to build these local economies, these local food economies everywhere in the US and hopefully around the world. And so we've built a team of about 20 people. And we're building this software to allow us to expand into new markets. As of most recently, we launched our new website, which is, we kind of deemed it Harvestly 2.0 because it's a new version. And this actually allows us to scale up and open markets anywhere in the world. And so we're really excited about that push, but we're not forgetting our roots here in San Luis Obispo. Just over the last year and a half, we've returned well over $500,000 to our local food producers here. And those are dollars that probably would not have stayed here without us. They probably would have gone to a service like Amazon or somewhere else. And so we're really focused on returning dollars back to local economies because we know that will help us prosper. So the local food producers win, we win.